Hey YouTube, what's up? Sometimes things in life just don't work out at all. I mean, like, not at all. And you can put as much effort as you want into it. You can try, but sometimes things just don't work out, period. And that's what happened yesterday to me. I was trying to make a video on auxiliary preparedness gear, and I spent almost half the day working on it. I really was trying hard. And to my great surprise, I realized that I already had like 40 minutes of footage that I was going to use. Like, after cropping out certain things and just whittling it all down, it was like a 40-minute video. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's just way too much. Because where I live, I have to upload through the cell phone tower. I don't have a landline. And it just takes forever. Even with this new phone and even with the 4G LTE and all that, it takes forever to upload 40 minutes. So it was going to be well over 5 hours of upload time. But before I was even able to attempt to upload, my memory card had a catastrophic failure. Luckily, I have a backup memory card, but all that work was all totally messed up. And so I don't really have anything to show you. That was the reason why I had to start over and do that miniature introduction that I put up, last night. And it was not a very satisfying thing to put up. And so I just want to let you guys know what was going on, because it might have seemed kind of just odd to have this very, very short video of, auxiliary preparedness gear and not really have much explanation of things to pick from. And that's just because I was working on it for so long that I was just so burnt out on the topic. And this happens to a lot of us that makes videos. Things happen to us in the middle of a video or during some kind of formatting of the video, and just things get in the way from progress. And so I just want to tell you the whole objective of the video talking about auxiliary preparedness gear is just to have a backup for certain items that you really do rely on. That was the whole concept. I just kind of went into a lot more detail, showing you some of my auxiliary kits that I have, talking about very specific gear that probably gets used the most for most people, and things like that. But you can pretty much figure that out on your own. So in a nutshell, I just kind of was just wanting to explain that, and also to show you these images you've been seeing. I took some more pictures because I thought it might be kind of fun to actually have something else to look at. This particular series of images you see here is a kit that is kind of like my auxiliary system for the most part, that I can supplement with other main kit systems. So I can just kind of grab this, for example, if I'm going on a longer road trip, I can just grab this and put next to like my bug out bag or my get home bag or whatever. And it kind of just really enhances and gives me backups to the main kit system. And that's kind of the whole idea, is that to have backup systems is going to be really important, because we know that we break things, we lose things, things can get stolen, and basically, like I learned yesterday, catastrophic unplanned events can happen. And while you think that everything's all smooth and gravy, things can just stop at a moment, and you're just out of luck. There was one kind of thing that happened a few years ago that I was hiking, and I came across this guy on the side of the trail, and I was like, "Are you okay?" He goes, "Yeah, but the sole of my boot just fell off." And we were like several miles from the vehicles of the parking lot there at the park. And I was like, "What do you mean your outer sole just fell off?" And he goes, "Yeah, I guess the adhesive just broke down over time." He thought that the boots were in good condition. He said they were a few years old, but it was probably some type of dry rot or maybe just defective adhesive. But regardless of what it was a problem for him at the moment. He didn't have an outer sole. And so I didn't have a spare set of footwear either to offer him. And he was a completely different shoe size anyways. But what we ended up doing, just to kind of MacGyver it, was I took some of my duct tape, because I had some with me because I'm prepared, right? And I just duct taped that sucker back on the boot. And I also noticed that I did have some super glue in there, but I didn't think to use it. Like, I don't know. I thought maybe at the moment the tape would probably be the quickest fix. And it did fix it for the moment. And he ended up just turning around and went back to his vehicle. So he kind of just, called it a day, because the trail went on for quite a few more miles, and he wasn't going to try to just finish the hike, with the sole kind of flopping. And we got it on there pretty good, but tape isn't going to be like a true fix for that. So it got him back to his vehicle, and when we finished our hike, he wasn't there anymore. So obviously he got home, or at least got to his vehicle, and he left. So yeah, that's just an example of sometimes, you think of some of your gear, like even your clothing or footwear, as something that's not going to have a problem. Like, you just kind of have like this faith that, yeah, man, my multi-tool would never break on me if I had to use it. But there's multi-tools that break all the time. I mean, there's, all kinds of things break. Sunglasses break, or maybe you just set down that bushcraft knife on that stump. Or maybe it's your fire starter. You lay on the ground as you got the fire going, and then you got distracted because one of your buddies says, hey, what do you want for lunch? You want this or that? And then before you know it, 10 minutes passes, and then you just realize, oh, I didn't put the knife back in the sheath, or I didn't put the fire starter back in my pocket. And guess what? You go back looking for it, you can't find it again. And of course, I've lost a few pocket knives that way, and it's just really, it's not fun at all, because you're like, it's my pocket knife. But sometimes your gear blends in with the surroundings and you just can't find it. So these are just simple examples, but it's stuff that a lot of people just don't plan for, because there's a lot of people I know when they go out camping, they only have one blade with them. That's it. And I'm not trying to say, oh, you need like 5 or 6 blades as a minimum. No, but maybe at least a backup blade just in case, because you could misplace it or you could break it, or heck, while you're sleeping, someone could come in there and steal it. I mean, it's not something that's common, but I mean, people do steal things. So when we're talking about preparedness gear, it's even more important, because during an emergency, you're wanting, to have the capability to do certain things for sure. I mean, it's even more important than just like going camping, for example. If something breaks while you're camping, it's not like the end of the world. Worst case scenario, you can just turn around and try to get back to your vehicle and go home. If you're in an emergency survival situation, you may not have a recourse just to go in your car and go home. Maybe that's what caused the emergency. Maybe your car breaking down is the problem. Maybe you're just stuck there, and maybe you need that multi-tool to work because you need to use that to repair your car. And if you don't have it, in a working condition, or if it breaks and you don't have a backup, then you're really, really in big trouble. In some cases, it's life and death. I mean, you could have a heat stroke out there on the highway. If you're in a very, very rural area and you may not see a car go by for many, many hours, and it's like 100+ degrees outside and your car breaks down and you don't have cell phone coverage and you need this multi-tool to kind of tighten something so the car can start again, it could be, life and death. So have a few extra items. Even if it doesn't fit in your main kit, then put it in your auxiliary kit. And so that was the whole goal of the original video that didn't ever come about because of my technical issues. But I just wanted to share that because I think it's important to talk about having backups. That's all. So, hey, thanks a lot for checking out the video. You guys take care.